Now, what do you think? What do you really think that actually makes a difference? If you're going to be successful or you ain't going to be successful? What do you think is the most rudimentary factor? If I was told to answer that question, I think it's just based on one thing. Remember, you have to know things. You have to know no one was born a genius. The difference between you and a genius is that a genius put their concentration on something else, not something that you had that. You see, like for a common person, they mostly put their attention on something that is nothing that is meaningful to their life, something that doesn't bring the novelty in them. You see, for genius people, the people who become artists, great people, they focus on something that is, they want to explore the unknown territory. Remember, the fact that you're exploring the unknown territory doesn't mean it's going to be an easy path. You'll have to face things that are not going to go easy on you. You'll have to face them so that you can undergo the change. And if it doesn't face them, then you'll always live in a life of comfortability. And we all know that the mind will always lie to you so that it focuses on just being solace at every time. But you have some time to go outside the norm, so that the only way you know yourself is that you'll have to question yourself, you'll have to put yourself in challenges, you'll have to put yourself in tests, and in those tests will reveal the true identity, the true authenticity of your true self. There's only other way. There's no shortcut. And it's the same thing as the truth. Remember, the truth is a mystery. It's a mystery because you cannot predict, you cannot subjugate its outcome. And that's why when people are afraid of the truth. Because we always want to lie because we want to subjugate the reality. We want to control things, fall in their pathway. That is not by our perception of things. And that's not the way we are supposed to live. We are supposed to live in this world in a way that you don't question things. You let them things. You let things unfold themselves in a way they were supposed to unfold themselves at the very inaugural of everything. Just that's how the reality works. Let's go back to what I was saying. I think the most difference between the nuance between what makes a successful being and an indifferent individual is that there's one thing: your perception of things, your mind. How do you perceive things? Your perception is your projection. What you perceive is what actually manifests itself in your reality. There's no shortcut to that. There's no any other way on how things work. What you perceive is what unfolds itself in your reality. The Gibson's philosophy. Everything. Remember, human beings are human beings that are born. That are the only creatures that aim, that live by aiming at a certain goal. You have to find as a reason to wake up with the bed, to push you out of the bed. And if not, you end up in a state of, in psychology we call it hypophrenic, a sense of sadness without an attribution or an underlying cause. You just feel persistent sadness. You can also feel depressed, ending up in a form of mental disorder. People call it depression. Your dopamine level is your modulators of dopamine chemical receptors are very undermined. So you end up in a form of disincentivizing disincentivizing. I can talk to you the whole day. But here's the thing. Perception. What you perceive is literally everything. You don't there's a reason why I say you don't have to read all the books to be successful. You just have to take action. And a man who takes action is a man who has allowed himself to become vulnerable so that things can unfold themselves as the way they're supposed to unfold themselves without subjugating your reality. If you're trying to live a life, if you're trying to live a facade life, I know it's a bit, you can end up being in a state of far-fetchment, which is a very dismal thing. So always focus on trying to find the true identity of yourself. And here's the thing, you'll never be disappointed. Let's say you decide to speak the truth, you decide to do things that are meaningful in your life, that is connected to the truth. If by chance things doesn't unfold themselves in a negation interpretation, there's nothing to worry, because that is exactly what you're supposed to experience. I get sad when I get disturbed when people get sad when their life is fucked up. I don't know if I decide to continue this argument, I may end up sounding egomaniac or rather applying egonisticism. I'm going to stop here because as a philosopher I'm always oozing wisdom wherever I'm laying my ground onto.